No, I'm trying. I was going to eat that all day.
What do you like? I heard you add what's for food.
9, so yeah.
And a minute.
No Linda, no Sarah Windsor.
And Sarah won't be here. If you look. I think
Where's she at?
today I will have grandpa there and then tomorrow she went to the national.
Going to Memphis, Tennessee?
No, to the place where you take the test. To sign up for national.
I know, but Memphis where? Oh, okay.
That's what they call it.
Oh, okay.
She should be.
Okay, so much.
Yeah.
How do I use it? Does it have to be all the same? Like before, that placeholder 0 has to be added and 2 for the count. 1, 3, and 2, or can it just be added once? Because sorry, after you guys, what's the 20? I know, it's between those two, so that's the, you're going down from the other one.
Somebody has a mouse.
You said I get it. Yeah, so it'd be like $324.
Right.
All right, other than Faith, Linda, and Sarah, am I missing anybody? Diane just got here. I need to fix my seating chart because Noah moved back to Karen's seat. Karen moved up. And Secura moved over there. Yeah.
It's just not raining.
No, that's the rabbit goes down the bell.
Oh, yeah, you have to.
Close that one.
I'll take it. Jane? Jane?
I said long time.
Don't call me.
Go ahead and say something to make you happy. That. Okay.
She said this. I have to say it out loud. It's only way she did it.
Are we done?
Yeah.
All right.
So we're gonna go over homework. Yes. Yeah.
We always do that. As y'all do royal, we just be off. All right, so we look at question 1. All right. How do we read that scale to the correct significant digits during lab today? What do we know? What digits do we know? Okay, so we have 324. Is everybody okay with that a little thinner? All right, 324. So we've got 324. Everybody good with that?
Yeah.
All right. Decimals, because these are the tenths, right? Okay, so tenths, what tenth do we know definitely?
6.
Okay, so 0.6. Those are our known digits. Now, you get a guess. Anytime you read to the tenths, your guess is always where? The hundreds. So you get a guess here. Your guess is based on how close this is to 0.6 and 0.7. Do you think it's closer to 0.6 or to 0.7, looking at where that's pointing down? 0.7. So you give me a number that represents the guess is closer to 0.7 based on your view of where that arrow is pointing down on the scale. If you say 0.9, then you put a 0.9. If you were someone who said it's not quite at 0.9, your guess could have been what?
8.
And you put an 8, okay? The guess is yours. You put the number you think is there. But there have to be how many numbers behind the decimal? 2 to have the correct number of significant digits. If you stopped at 0.6, then your answer is wrong. Okay? So on the graduated cylinder for number 2, our known digit is what? All right, we've got 20. So this would be 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Is everybody okay with why your classmate shelled out 26 are our known digits? Yes? Okay. So again, you're looking at it. This reads to the ones place. So our guess, if it's in the ones place, is in the tenths. You're looking at it and trying to pick a number between 1 and 9 that estimates what you think. 26 to 27, what did you pick? I hear 8, then put 8. Okay? Now, I don't think 9 is appropriate there, but that's just Miss Wall. For me, a 9 is almost touching that 27 line. Is it almost touching the 27 line? No, I would not have gone 9 there. If you said 9, it's completely okay. It's your guess. But for me, I'd have probably gone closer to 7. Okay? I'd have even stayed away from 8. But that's my guess. It's not your guess. Okay? Now, in questions 3 through 8, how many significant digits are there in question 3? There are 3. All right, why?
Because that 0 is behind the decimal and the non-zero.
This is a billboard, so it doesn't count. These 2 are placeholders, so they don't count. This one is a non-zero, non-zero. This is rule 6. It's to the right of the number. It's to the right of the decimal. So it is significant. Basically, it's after the number and after the decimal. What about number 5? I'm going to go straight down the column. There are 6. All of them are significant. They're after the number. They're after the decimal. Number 7. 2. That 0 is not significant because the decimal point is what? It's not there. It's an understood decimal point. If it's understood and not written, it is not significant. All right, what about number 4? 6 is correct. All right, why are these 2 significant?
Because they're between.
They're between. A lot of times people try to tell me they're placeholders. They're not placeholders there because the decimal is actually written. So those are between. What about number 6? 6 is correct. This one is a billboard, placeholders, between, so it's significant, between, so it's significant, after the decimal, after the number, so it's significant. All right, and what about 8? 4. There are 4. Questions? No? All right, find your homework. Who wasn't here Friday that I need to hand papers to? Anybody? Let me fetch them. Come on there. All right, let's take care of everybody. Yep, everybody's gone? Fabulous.
Hey, your Calc looks good.
Thank you.
Especially when I get up.
At some point, I'll crawl up on the counter and put them up, but I haven't done it yet.
Where are you going to put your towel?
I don't know. I'm running out of space. All right, so if we look at the first picture that you have, all right, what can we see up here on the middle beam?
600.
600 on the top beam
20.
and on the bottom beam. So we know we have 622. Now, I will be the first to admit this picture's terrible, okay? So what tenth can you see? Most people agree it's a 9. Okay? Now, if you said 622.8, I would not yell at you. All right? So if you're one of the people who said it's a 9, what guess did you give it? Okay? Anybody else? Some people said 9. You said 9. That's fine. Anybody else? Anybody say it looked like it was on the line? If you put it was on the line, what guess did you give it? What? What guess would you give it if it's on the line? You'd give it a 0. Okay? If you said it's on the line, you would give it a 0. Okay? Did you put a unit on your answer? Grams. Okay? Don't forget units today. You know, my pen bleeds when you give no units. It's a gram. All right? If you were someone who said it was 0.8, what guess did you give it? That's fine. Okay? And then grams. Now, the other two I think are a lot easier to read than that first one. The first one's not very good. All right, so the second one, you have what? 100, top line, 50, bottom line, 0.7. All right, what guess did you give it? You think it's on the line? Then put a 0. Anybody think it's not on the line and give it a different guess?
We just leave it at 0. I mean, leave it at 700.
You have to put the 0. Without that 0, you have the wrong significant digits. Okay, you have to give it the guess. Every time it reads to the tenths place, which is what this has, your guess has to be in the hundreds. Okay, has to be. If it's not there today, my pen goes -6 on your answer. Okay? Remember, everybody's beakers will weigh different things, but everybody's beakers have the same number of significant digits. So, on number 3, what do we know? 200 up top, 0 for the ones, 0 decimal. How many tenths? 5. Is it on the line this time? No. So what guess did you give it? I hear a 1. What else? 3. Any guess that you have is fine. Some of you might have said 1, 3. You might have even gone higher. Okay? Maybe a 2 or a 4. Any of those answers are fine.
Like, on quiz, like, you can't put our guesses wrong.
No, as long as the guess is there.
So you put like freaking 8 for that.
I wouldn't agree with you, but as long as you have it, it's fine. All right, so in A, what did you decide that was?
56.
All right, 56. It needs a guess. Point what?
0.
Now, anybody put 55.9? It would have been fine if you had. All right, or C, what do we have here?
Yeah.
Is it up to 24?
No.
No, I'm coming back to the units. So 23 point.
8. 7.
I hear 7. I hear 8. I hear 9. I hear 8. 7. All of those answers you're yelling out are fine. Now, these are graduated cylinders. If you forget the units, it's at the very top. Most of them are blue or white that I have in the room. So the units are written at the top. The units are what for volume? Milliliters. I think a couple of them do say centimeters cubed at the top. The vast majority will say milliliters. Okay? Now, the back side, I asked you to do A and C. These are thermometers. All of ours read in Celsius today. Okay, I have no. These will have degrees Celsius. The only one that does not write degree is K, degrees Celsius, and degree Fahrenheit. Okay, K is the only one that does not have a degree symbol. All right, so what did you think about A?
68 degrees.
Okay, so it's exactly 68.
1
Okay, did anybody think 67? If you said 67, you'd have put 0.9. Okay, a lot of people think that's right below the line, and I tend to agree with you. But a lot of people put 68.0, and that's fine. And then put your degrees Celsius behind it. Now, for the last one, what do you think there? All right, so if you put 10.9 degrees Celsius. If you're it's on the line, you put 11 point what? 0.0 degrees Celsius. Either answer is fine. Yes, ma'am.
Will it ever be on the line?
Yes.
And how do we know that they were Celsius?
Because all of our thermometers in here are in Celsius.
Okay.
You had no way of knowing that.
Okay.
If you'd written degrees Fahrenheit on these, I wouldn't have marked them wrong. Okay? But I'm telling you today, when you do the lab, they're in degrees Celsius. I don't have any calculators of Fahrenheit.
And in the quiz?
Huh?
Are they going to tell us on the quiz, or do we need to put Celsius?
I'm telling you now, for the purposes of our course, all of our thermometers are Celsius. We don't have anything in Fahrenheit. Okay? All right, so let's look at some rules on our homework. That's what we're getting ready to do. All right. I guess I can just grab the other paper. Probably be just easy. Oh, it would help if I looked in the right notebook. That's why I can't find it.
Yeah, the first time we got it. These 2 days have, I thought you could teach us how to round.
Had what? Teach us how to round? Me? Why would I teach you how to round? You learned that in elementary school.
Because it didn't round, used to follow. Yeah. And brother did not know
Okay. All right, so let's just pretend y'all are in math class. Don't worry about significant digits or anything else. You're in 5th grade math. All right? I don't care who you had, it's irrelevant. Okay? You're in 5th grade math. And your math teacher tells you to round to two numbers. Got to round off to 2 digits. Okay? And she told you to look at the number after the 0. And she told you a rule. What was the rule?
If it's above 5 or more,
Score 4 or less, give it a rest.
There you go. Okay, I wouldn't have anything that catchy, but that works. Okay? So what can you tell me about this number?
it's below 5.
So are you rounding up?
No.
Whoa, whoa.
Hey, yo.
What are you doing here?
0.2.
Same concept in chemistry class. That's why I didn't teach you how to round. You already know how to round. We're just using it with significant digits. Okay? So these would be 2 significant digits answers. If you wanted 3 significant digits, you would just say, I need those numbers. I need those numbers. Okay, we're going to get there. Let's do 1 through 20.
I need 469 2 digits. Let me know.
We will do it. Okay?
Not even the same.
It is the same.
No, 49 digits. And then you round it.
Yes, exactly. Let's do 1 through 20 and we'll do the rounding. So number 1, how many significant digits?
1.
Number 2, 1. Number 3, 4. Number 4, 1. Number 5, 2. Number 6, 3. Number 7. Anything in that column you don't understand or need help with?
I didn't get 3 or 4 right.
All right, so in number 3, why would there be 4 in this number?
There's a decimal.
That's written. So these 2 are significant because the decimal point is written. It's not an understood decimal.
Yes, I thought that
It's
was
written. Okay? So this one is after the decimal and after the 9. It's behind both. That's why there's 4. Okay? Which other one? 4. 0.009. This one is a billboard. Hey, there's a decimal behind me, so it doesn't count. And these 2 are what? Placeholders, so they don't count. There's only 1. Okay?
Yes.
You do number 5 too.
All right, number which one?
5.
All right, 0.090. All right, same thing. What's that?
No.
It's a billboard. That's a what?
No.
That's significant. This 0 is to after the decimal, after the 9.
Here's my thing. I'll do one of them right, like I did that one right, but then like I go to another one and I do the complete opposite of what I just did to the right one. Like I don't know why. I don't know why. But yeah.
Okay. Number 8 then. How many?
4.
4. Number 9. 4. Number 10.
6.
6. Number 11.
3.
12.
2.
13.
4.
14.
3.
Correct.
Okay.
All right. Number 15. 6. Number 16.
1.
Number 17.
3.
Number 18.
2.
Number 19.
5.
That's 5. And number 20.
6.
Correct. Questions? All right. Number 1. You can either tell me 5.5 or 5.4. I don't care if you did not round that to 5.5. As long as you have 5.4, it has the correct significant digits. Number 3 should be 470. Now, if you wrote 460 and didn't round up, I'll even take that. Number 5, 4.0. Number 7, 6.2. If you left it at 6.1, I'll take that. And number 9, 4,900. I will even take 4,800 if you did not round up. Okay? I'm more interested in your significant digits than your ability to round up.
So you just take the first 2 numbers and then just add zeros behind it?
Correct. Because remember, if you had, let's just talk money. If you have $4,850, okay? The first 2 significant digits are the 4 and the 8. Now, if you rounded that down to $48, you'd be pretty angry. Okay? So you just want to fill in with zeros, so you keep it in the same decimal place, which is why I said I will take 4,800 if you don't change it to 4,900. Now, you learned in math class that this should do what? Should round up to 49 and then fill in with zeros, which would be the best answer, okay, which I'd love to have, okay? And I will be honest, there is one question on the test that does check to see if you know to round up. There's only one. So for those of you who can't figure it out, you're only going to lose 2 points. But
you guys hold up the extra credit questions that are really hard or something like that?
only on one lab. But otherwise, no, I don't put those on the test. Okay, number 1 on the bottom, 1.44 or 1.43 if you don't round. Number 3, 0.0308.
Say that again.
0.0308. All you have to do is drop off the 2-1. You don't even have to round up in that one. Now, you need 3 significant digits in this one. This is what we were just talking about. You have 423,792. Drop those off and do what with them?
Add zeros.
Add zeros. Now, theoretically, we should round that up to 424,000. But if you can't round and you left it at 423,000, I will take it. Okay? But 424,000 is the best answer. But I will take 423,000 because you have the correct significant digits, and that's what I'm grading. Number 7 is already in 3 significant digits.
Right.
Number 9 only has 2, so what should we do to it? Add a 0. So 0.760. Questions? Do we feel okay with the rules? Fabulous. You need a writing utensil, and that is all. All you need is a writing utensil.
Do we need our orange sheet?
Nothing on that orange sheet will benefit you at all.
It might help you remember something.
I can't even hazard a guess as to what. Unless you wrote the rules on the orange sheet. That would be cheap.
Cheater. Can you help me with my milliliter graph?
You can remember a week.
All right, put everything away. Notebooks, papers. Don't need it. On the right. All right, we have our stuff put away. Because this is short and quick. Won't take us but a couple moments. Some people on this side may be done before I get the papers handed out on this side.
That's a lot.
It's not a lot. There's 10 questions. I'm asking you the number of significant digits. Write down the answer. You do not have to spell out the words. You can write the numbers. Are you taking or making it up, Ms. Johnson? If you're writing your numbers, please make sure they're legible. If I cannot make the answer out, it's wrong. Welcome. Welcome. When you're done, welcome. Just flip it upside down. See? She's already on number 10. Told you, it's fast. We won't be doing this very long. And remind me after we finish this, I'll hand out Friday's quiz because I forgot.
Friday's. Wait, the grade.
Oh
my God. We took one Friday.
Yes, James. You're done. Flip it over.
Right.
Anybody still working? All right, I first the front. Somebody on the side of the room decides to change their answer.
I guess we got like 40 wrong.
Take it out. And these will be in the grade book pretty quick today. Alright, hands back quizzes. While I'm doing that, you guys grab, no, better not. Because I don't know who everybody is yet. I normally just lay them on your desk while you got calculators, but I need faces to look names.
Are getting better than the 17.
You're in the copy. Yeah, once I've seen your face, you can go get a calculator.
I got it.
I need faces to go on that.
I got it. No, I'm sleeping. Wait, I forgot you got your little slot right there. Was there a little awkward comment?
Yeah. I know there's a difference. When you sit in the chair, why you
Mental breakdown in my
Oh, really?
No, why should
All right, grab your calculators. Yeah.
When do you want me
I will be here tomorrow and Wednesday. Thursday, I've got the second dog at 12 in Central Office. Sometimes they look that early, sometimes they don't, so I can't get them together back after 30. So, if you do the days work for you, I'll be here Wednesday or not.
What did you say about me?
It's so small, so I didn't know like my body's
They're back in
No, today.
Alright, anybody have a question before we move on? Alright. Now, so you learn the rules for significant digits. So I'll let you round to God knows what on questions number 7 and 8. And some of you took it out 2, 3, 4 significant digits behind the decimal. So we will learn how to round in word problems so that we don't have this much disagreement on how many places behind the decimal we can have. This is why we learn the rules for significant digits on Friday, so that we can learn how to calculate with significant digits today. We're going to learn the rules so that you have some stuff that you can work on after the lab, because some of you will be pretty quick in the lab and some of you will be a little slower in the lab, and that way the faster people can have stuff to practice while the slower people are still working. Okay? So, let's talk significant digit rules for calculations. Now, for some of you, this will drive you nuts for about 12 weeks. Because at about 12 weeks, I'll stop taking points off of this. But until then, I will take points off. You notice that some of you lost points on your quiz for units, right? I will take points off on all quizzes and labs for not putting units on answers. And I will take points off on all quizzes and units passed today for not having the correct significant digits. So, let's talk rules for significant digits. Yep. So, there are 2 types of rules that we're going to work with this semester. We're going to add and subtract. We're going to multiply and divide. Now, I will preface this topic by saying, if you are someone who struggles with multiple rules, this first one is the one I would forget. If you cannot keep them straight in your head, this is the one I would not learn. Now, you need to know them both for the quiz later this week, possibly tomorrow, if not tomorrow, the next day. And you will need to know it on the test. But as we cruise through the semester, this is the one that we will use the absolute least. Because the vast majority of our calculations are not adding and subtracting. The vast majority are multiplying and dividing. However, there are some that do add and subtract, so we learn both rules. Now, when we add and subtract, we round based on the least number of places behind the decimal point. We round to the least number of places behind the decimal point.
Question.
Oh, yes, that's one of those multiplying it, right?
Correct. So, if we have an example such as that, all use our trusty calculators, add it up. Miss Wall does because I'm old and lazy. All right. Somebody check, make sure I punched it in correctly. Okay. Now, we want to round that answer to the correct significant digits. So, to do this, we look at the places behind the decimal. How many places are behind the decimal in 15.8? How many places are behind the decimal in 15.8? 1. This is the decimal, right? Yeah. So, there's 1 place behind the decimal. How many places are behind the decimal there? 2. How many places are behind the decimal there? None, because it's an understood decimal point. So, what is the least number of places behind the decimal? None, 0. So, in our answer here, we want how many places behind the decimal? None. So, we want to round this answer so we have no places behind the decimal. So, what would we round that to so there are no places behind the decimal point? Okay, technically we'd round it to 44. What was the rule that you quoted from elementary school? Okay, 5 or more raise the score. 4 or less, give it a rest. Okay, whatever elementary school teacher taught you, that was a great rule. Okay, now, if you said 43,
You're dumb.
no, I'm not going to mark it wrong. All right, it has the correct significant digits. I will give you full credit. All right, 44 is the right answer because the number after the 3 is greater than 5. It should round up. But if you can't do that, it's fine. I will take 43. Okay? I'm not teaching rounding rules at this point in your high school career. Okay? I draw the line there.
Y'all seen that line?
You probably didn't have 7 people who were in there chatting with you either, did you? How many were there when you were there? We were all chatting. All right. Apparently I'm more social. All right. Questions? Want to do one more?
Yes.
All right. Do that. All right. So let's say we have. What? It's only 3 numbers.
How are we still not in the science unit? We're the actual science.
We're supposed to be blowing up gummy bears.
Right.
No blowing up gummy bears.
Who blew up gummy bears? No one answered.
I mean, it's chemistry.
All right. So when you look at that, let me check my math. Make sure I got the right answer.
You did.
All right. So same rule. We're subtracting. So check your decimal places. How many do we have in the first number?
3.
3. How many in the second number? 1. What is different color there? So 3, 1, 2. So how many do I want my answer?
1.
So the numbers in front of the decimal are irrelevant. You keep them all. Is everybody okay with that? Okay, so we keep the 269 point, and we're keeping 1 number behind. So theoretically, the number after is greater, so we need to round up, so 0.5. But if you can't do that, and you wrote 269.4, I would take it. Questions? Everybody feel okay with adding and subtracting? Okay. Now, that's the rule we will use the least in this class. This is the rule we will use the most, and this is why we had to learn the rules on Friday. All right? When we multiply and divide, which we do 95% of the time in here, we round to the least number of significant digits.
Oh my God.
Okay? So we have to use the rules that you learned on Friday to figure out how many significant digits there are in each number, and then round to the least number of significant digits. It's not about decimal places.
Examples are next, or do we?
We're going to do some examples. I just wanted to see what I had. All right. So if we have something like we have this. Go ahead and check, see if I did that right. Okay. So, if that's what I get, okay? When we were calculating density and mass and volume last week, some of you wrote that. Some of you wrote 0.08. Some of you wrote 0.085. All right? This is why we're learning these rules, so that we all are consistent. We all write the exact same answer starting, hopefully, tomorrow. So, when we look at this, how many significant digits are there in 4.05? There are 3 significant digits, and I will abbreviate it SD on your quiz papers and other papers starting tomorrow. How many significant digits are here?
2.
There are 2 significant digits. So if we have 3 and we have 2, our final answer can only have how many?
2.
So, what can you tell me about this one? It's the billboard. What can you tell me about this one? So the first 2 significant digits are those 2. So we're going to drop the 0 and the 5, and we're only going to keep those, and these will be our answers, and that's 2 significant digits.
I got that.
You with me?
Yep.
It's not hard, is it?
You go put up another rule.
No, this is it. There's no other rule. Okay, find me the answer. Yeah. 114.715 divide 7.014. There, that's what I got. Y'all round it. Y'all get something in that ballpark?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you take the, you can have the least.
Count the least.
Then, no, see, oh, wait.
Whoa.
I'm just gonna say this.
We got an answer?
Yes.
Okay, how many are here?
6.
How many are here?
4.
How many we want their answer?
4.
So what are the first 4?
16.46. I rounded.
This is why I don't teach rounding. Where'd you get 4 6 at?
Because the 5 brings up the 3, and then the 5 brings up that 5.
Gee, we only round one number. One number. Just one. This is why I don't teach rounding. I don't know where y'all get this stuff from. I know what you just said, but why would y'all do that? No. Only one time. You only round this number and once. 16.3 and round that one. And that's it.
I have done rounding wrong my
Whole life. So that's why I take lots of variations. You had the correct significant digits, okay? Because you got the right number of significant digits, which is fabulous. You understand the chemistry.
You would have gotten 100 if that was it.
Yes, you'd have got 100 with the significant digits. But that rounded stuff, woo! Yeah. Yeah. Don't keep rounding.
I would make arrows. So like 8 would be, it would go from 3 to 4.
No.
5 to 6.
No, stop there.
5, yeah.
Yo, no. Once you did that, stop. One arrow. Put the brakes on.
So it'd be like 16.355147.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, just one time. And stop.
I didn't want to go back into
Miss Fraser.
No.
Okay. How about we do, let's say I do, let's do 4. No, let's do 4. Okay, find me the answers for
Was that
4.
all the notes?
And then we're gonna do, that's it.
Practice?
That's it for right now, unless we get down there to heat and temperature today. All right, 1 through 4. It's possible.
Will we always need to have calculators in this? Oh my God.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Well, I feel like hoping you weren't one of those. Like,
Come on now. We just rounded across 3 numbers. I am not about to try this without calculator.
Oh, you definitely won't have.
I don't be right.
Yeah,
You
you
always
know,
on the end of
yeah.
their answer. It's like, what?
Well,
I'll be like,
You get a calculator on the state test. There's no point in us not having a calculator.
No.
We all got his weight.
oh, I got her. I'm sweating.
Bless you.
Y'all got me.
I ate on the person beside you. He was dying. You ate it. And I was funny.
All right, we got them?
No.
Yep, not here.
Hold on, what? You left us on the highway, so you missed a girl, you have to learn all. This is like 30.
It's fine.
If they added more. Down my way.
Because the zero isn't significant, so you still have to put it on there. Wait, but is the one? What is the zero? Okay, are you talking about for number 3? Yeah. No, it's just 2480. You don't count all the decimals and stuff. Wait, you have to since you just. Yeah, because 248 is not equal to 2,000.
Now,
Yeah.
yes, no? All right, so in the first one, I got, tell me if I calculated this right. I got 238.1967. All right, so what rule were we using?
Significant digits.
Okay, so how many significant digits are there here?
3.
And here?
4.
So how many do I want my answer?
3.
So what did you round it to?
238.
Yeah.
Do we agree?
Yes.
You had to write the decimal.
I wouldn't. I mean, you can because they're all non-zero digits, and if you wrote the decimal, it won't affect anything because all 3 numbers are non-zero, so they're significant. So if you wrote it, it has no effect. Got it? All right. So in number 2, I got when I calculated it, 64.15. Did y'all get that?
Yeah.
All right. So what rule are we using this time?
After the decimal.
After the decimal. So how many here?
2.
And how many here?
0.
And how many here?
1.
So, how many do I want my answer?
0.
So, what'd you round it to?
64. See, now
Everybody agree?
this next one is where you may have lost.
Oh, this one is.
Oh, this next one's where we lost
I
you?
got this.
Okay, so when I calculated it, I got 2480.952. So, what y'all got?
Yeah.
All right, so we have to round using what? So, how many significant digits?
3.
How many here?
3.
So, how many do we want in the answer?
3.
Okay, so far y'all are giving the right answers. So, what are my 3 significant digits?
I put 3, 4, 8.
Okay, so 2, 4, and 8. Now, the last question I would ask is, if you had $2,480 and I gave you $248, would you be happy with me?
No.
So, what should you do?
0.
Now, should we put a decimal here?
No.
No, because the decimal this time does what to the 0? It makes it significant. So this time we would not want the 0. Want the decimal on the 0. Does that make sense? Okay. So the last one, I got an answer of 200. 91.34. Okay, see, that's why I always ask y'all if I got the same thing y'all got. I said 86. All right, and this time we're using what rule? So how many are after the decimal? 1. And after the decimal?
2.
So we want how many after the decimal?
1.
So this is really the only one so far we've had to do any actual rounding with.
291.9.
Very good, Annabelle. Okay? So, if you didn't know, and you left it at 291.8, that would be fine too. Okay? Any questions? We okay with that? All right. Now, let me tell you what you're going to do after the lab, because some of the groups are going faster than the others. Your homework sheet from last night that had the back side that I told you not to lose because I was saving some paper.
Yeah.
On the back side, there are math calculations that go with this. They're divided into categories. The top half is addition, the bottom half is multiplication and division.
Right?
I want you to do the odds. Okay? Odds. Hopeful. We can do the lab. And those. And go over them today. If you can, we can. That's just some hope. Okay? Now, let's talk about it. You can use your own bathroom. Now, this is very short. Sometimes we do lab reports and things, but we're not doing those for a few weeks. First few are just little mini labs. Well, now, at the counter you will find the beakers, the graduate cylinders, and scales, and the rulers. The only thing that's not at the counter are the thermometers on the back table and the thermometer holders. Please be kind to the thermometers when you go to put them back in the thermometer holder so that you don't break them. When you put the thermometer into the beaker to measure the temperature, you do not need to leave this in the water probably more than about 60 seconds, simply because most of the water that comes out, I know it's hard to imagine, but it's actually largely at room temperature, much like the thermometer is. So it's not going to take it very long to change temperatures. Again, these are in Celsius. When you go to turn the water on, you're going to need to remove the sink covers. Be careful with removing the sink covers so that you do not knock over the graduated cylinders. Also, you will notice the graduated cylinders have white rings at the top. They're not to read the numbers on the side. I consider them bumper guards. Simply because if you knock these over, white is going to hit first, not the glass. If you slide the bumper guard down to the bottom and you knock it over, the glass hits first. Once the glass hits, it shatters. It's junk. This is about a $20 piece of equipment. I cannot replace it right now. For those of you who have not read the paper, we're $900,000 in debt to the state. I had lovely paper towels that were in here during the snowpocalypse. Unfortunately, the custodians came through my room and they stole the school paper towels. I cannot have any more paper towels unless I buy my own. Okay? We're that broke. So, please try not to break the glassware. Now, when you need to turn on the water, you have handles, the gas is off, the master control is not turned on. So if you, that's why we have, if we turn the gas on, it will not come on right now. Just leave the handles alone. When you turn the water on, if you turn it on high, it's likely to splash. But if you turn it on high and then stick glassware into the water, it will spray everywhere. Okay? It gets everything wet. Okay? If you're at the front counter where Takira is sitting and it sprays me, yes. Okay? Because it wets everything on my desk. Then people want paper towels and I thought, I'm not independently wealthy people, I'm a teacher. Okay? I did not marry well. We are not independently wealthy. Okay? Just saying. We do okay, but we're not independently wealthy. So I look around for paper towels. We bought cheap paper towels. You ask me for a paper towel, I'm giving you one. You're not getting the whole roll. So be kind. The last thing, when you go to turn the water off, These are special water handles. Do not mash the fool out of them until they touch the counter. Even my little fat pudgy hands should fit under the handle when you turn the water off, okay? They should not touch the counter. Does everybody hear me? Water on, water
Will
off.
we ever use the gas stuff?
Yes, you will, okay?
What are you talking about?
I hope you don't set yourself on fire.
I do.
In the shower when you do. Okay? Now, if you find trash in the sinks, let me know and I'll come get the trash out of the sinks. When you're done, dump all of the water out. Did everybody hear me?
Yes.
Put all your equipment back in the area that it belongs in, and then put the sink cover back. Bring me your lab sheets. If I don't get the lab sheets, you get grade.
No.
Okay, it goes on the stool up there with Jack. Do we have a nice even number today? On 2. I just count. Somebody count people.
If we don't, can I be your partner?
Rare occasions that I partner, but I do on occasion. Anybody count for me?
25.
Okay, one group of.
Yeah.
Tell you what, I only have 11 groups or stations set up because I forgot y'all are like ginormous here. So there can be about 3 groups of 3. I will set up more stations the next time so that we can have smaller groups. I forgot that I have 25. So I have enough places for 11 groups. Just go to a place. Stay the claim on place.
Can we get goggles just for the effect?
No, you will get to use goggles this week though. There can be no empty lab stations. So we cannot have so many groups of 3 that there are empty spots, or I will bust up groups. Okay? So there's a station that needs a group. There's a station that needs a group. We cannot all be groups of 3. Because I said so. There's an empty spot. There's an empty spot. Some of my groups of 3 need to break themselves up, or I will break them up. Sorry. Well, there we go. That's fabulous. Way to break y'all selves up. I need another group over here. I need somebody from this side of the room. I don't really care who. Work with. Do I have everybody with the lab station? Got a partner. Do I have 2s over there? No one's working with. Let's start to look at me. Sit here. I'd have to say. All right, so I have no empty spots. Those of you weighing those are graduated cylinders, not bakers. Those are graduated cylinders, not beakers. No, it's not. You're ready.
This is at night.
You got it. It's a beaker.
If I do this. Right, try to tell me something. I swear it's all fast.
go with that.
Okay, so this is, you know what, y'all put 100. I'm looking at 11.
One food from there,
No, 111. Yes. It's not even.
That would be 50. Oh, wait.
It's way less. Nah, bro, yes, I know.
Right.
Oh, it's like 8.5. It's a wall.
Volume? Yeah.
That's it. That's it.
Oh, do I have to put a 0 after the 1? Well, if it's like right there. Oh, yeah.
It's like almost like, look, it's not 4.9. Yeah, that's what I mean. 3.9. It's
What? I'm not looking crazy because I'm not looking. Oh. I'm earlier than that. Okay, we're milliliters.
Karen, did you figure it out?
Let's just put steaks there first. Alright, so this is the graduation.
Alright, then do it.
You take
Am I right? Did you want to guess? Oh, me? We have to read this SI units.
Just the correct significant digits. The units are on the equipment themselves, so if you don't know the unit, just look for it. It's on the equipment.
Well, actually, it's just.
If you know the master baker, and you know the master speaker, the ones together.
I told you this, Madison. I gave an example too.
He just was double checking.
I gave her a perfect logical example by whenever you check like your pet's weight and you're like, you take your weight and then you roll your pet and weigh your secrets. I do it all the time, guys.
She is correct.
Whoa, 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 whoa,
Yeah, you win.
The water, mass volume of water.
Milliliters? Why do we need to have water?
Point one so then the third one is supposed to difference if you have any temperature. Yeah.
Milliliters.
Where do we turn it in?
On school.
Are the numbers upside Yeah, it's not that hard. Is that 19?
What's the last? That's where you blow up gummy bears.
I'm thinking about offsetting.
Put them on the other side.
Well, let's take that one with you.
Well, here, I'll put you that while you're over there. We're gonna put that up there.
It's like 9.
And then put the cows up there.
21. Hey, push right this now. Oh, that's military. Yeah, it says.
This is very cool.
Welcome to it. Wait, no, that was the. This is not the width. This is the length. Length is 1 right?
21.
Silly, bro. Start on centimeters. Who told you to do inches? Your mom's. What, you did the Hey, Chris, write this down. Oh. Let me measure my paper. Easy.
I'm gonna wake him. They were not. It wasn't just like. How many decimals? We try this paper in a year?
Right there?
I mean, like, because he was right out. She is sweet. You look really good on
Brother, I'm right there.
Remember, those of you who are done, work on your math sheet. You're done, turn it up here on the front stove.
Oh, that. If she says stole, I thought she was something like that. I just heard stole. Straight up.
That's right.
Bro, I know one.
Lab report's different.
I know. I don't know what that is. I mean, what's the worst that's gonna happen? Oh my God!
Now, it looks to me like I have two groups working, which means everybody else should be doing what? If you're going to waste my time, we will take the quiz tomorrow. I haven't decided yet. Anybody have a question on anything? No. Are you sure? Yeah. Okay. Right. If it was me.
You have to do that for all those, the originals in there.
Nope.
We know that to me, our cashiers get.
Nope. I'm getting ready to tell you about a minute to go. All right, you still have a calculator. Go ahead and put it in the bucket neatly so they're all stacked up nice and neat. And if you haven't finished, finish that for homework. You may see a quiz tomorrow on that. I have not decided one way or the other yet. You probably have better than average chance. Yeah.
Like, you know how you don't like phone?
Yeah.
Like, at this time, when we're just waiting for the.
It's fine. Yep, right now it's fine.